This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
You don't technically need this car. You say that out loud to yourself. You say, I have no space. You say, I'm just looking. Then you click. Then you zoom in on photo number 87 and whisper, oh no. Then you text a friend, the one who always enables you. You say to yourself, this is the last one, knowing it is not. You don't need this car. But maybe, just maybe, this car needs you. Bring a trailer. It's never just a car.
All right. Hello. Welcome in. This Birds of a Feather podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Todd Bravado.
And this is episode 92, Beatdown on 85, man. Like, we coming to y'all live right a couple days after. Had a couple days to digest this 30-0 loss this week versus the Carolina Panthers. So we're going to dive deep into that. Talk about talk about some coaching changes that have happened recently. Then we're going to discuss. Oh, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Marqeta. When it comes to your payments provider, you can't afford to compromise. Marqeta's modern payment solutions flex with your business without the trade-offs. Stable and agile, secure and innovative, scalable and configurable. If they say you can't have it all, don't believe them. Your business demands more. Choose a payments provider that delivers more. Choose Marqeta. Visit marqeta.com/Spotify to learn more.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Whoa! That was a bop! Ooh, let's keep the party going with a claptrap public domain serenade! Happy birthday to you! Let's all loot and shoot! Ba-ba-doo-doo! Borderlands 4! Well, that kind of fell apart toward the end. But you get the idea. Borderlands 4 is out now! Buy it! Buy it! Buy it! Buy it!
Rated M for mature.
Wherever Bud goes, his harmonica goes with him. It's a pocket full of soul. Now he's living with prostate cancer. He asked his doctor about Xtandi and enzalutamide Extandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Extandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Extandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Extandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Extandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Extandi.com.
And then we're going to talk about what to look forward in the next week's game versus the Commanders. So sit down with us, catch up, enjoy this ride. Taj, my man, 30-0 loss versus Carolina. And I think I said it immediately after the game, after the live stream, that like the film was not going to be kind to anybody on the offensive end. But I think the person that the film was, the two people I feel like lost the most when you turn on the film was Penix and Zach Robinson. Maybe a little more Penix, but like I don't feel like Zach Robinson looked great coming out of film either. So before I get into mine, tell me what you saw, because I think when we were texting, you made up some great valid points, and then we just get started from there.
Now, I don't agree that this was a Zach Robinson issue in terms of play calling, at least. Execution-wise, it's absolutely on the coordinator, because as the coordinator, it is your responsibility to make sure everyone on your offense is executing the job that you are assigning them. Now, Penix wasn't pretty. When it comes to the tape, it's never as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think. The truth usually lies somewhere in between. So, Penix, it feels like the Panthers did a good job of confusing them. They come out showing one look, and then they shift to another look. Because, like, there were some cover two. There were some cover two plays where Pitts was open. Some throws that he typically makes. And this has been going on for the past 2 weeks. So that's not really characteristic of him. So I'm leaning toward maybe that the defense just got the best of him these past 2 weeks, and he wasn't really trusting what he was seeing. And I'm also thinking that with him not taking as many deep shots, I don't think he trusts the protection to hold up as much. Wilkerson hasn't been bad, but that's your blind side. You don't want to hear your tackle screaming, "Penix, run!" like on the back. It's a burn and take game for the offense. Defense did its thing, but the offense, it's a burn and take game. But it's a game that Penix needed to have. And like, to the social media side real quick, like, y'all is sick. This man is in his 6th start. He was due to have a bad game. He's still essentially a rookie. Y'all stop all this. This just like, no, stop. He had one bad game. It's not the end of the world. Quarterbacks have bad games. Move on. If you don't know that, you haven't been watching ball long enough, or you don't know what you're looking at. So yeah, that's all you do.
So for me, obviously, I'm not in that camp. I still firmly believe in Penix. I feel like there's certain things that he's gotten away with, bad habits. You know what I'm saying? That kind of bit him this past week. That's one. The second thing that really stuck out to me was the amount of inconsistencies between, or just like miscommunication, not being on the same page with him and his wide receivers, right? Just like not seeing the same things, him leading them with throws, and them not like being there, them getting open too early, or them being butt naked wide open and him just not hitting them. people want to talk about like his mechanics being wonky, funky, or whatever, like which I get. He does throw from like a square base and whatnot, but like he's thrown like that his whole life, and he was one of the most accurate passers coming out last year. So I don't really view that as the worst thing in the world. The thing that really stuck out to me, where I don't feel like the film was kind to him, is the misses and overthrows and the miscommunication pieces. Not to harp on this, but there was a whole lot of cautious optimism over how confident the team was. Nobody who was a starter needed any preseason reps, right? And this is me thinking. This is me thinking that it was very confident there. All 3 weeks, we've talked about people not being on the same page, and that's frustrating. That to me is just like clearly frustrating. Like, I'm not saying it would have been completely fixed in preseason. I'm not saying that it would have been completely fixed in preseason.
Can I ask you one question?
What's up?
Okay, if you're going against vanilla looks, and mind you, Mooney's already been out for the whole preseason anyway, so there would have been no chemistry regardless. But if you're going against vanilla defenses, what good does that do you when you face a defense like the Panthers and Vikings?
So the Vikings, honestly, Brian Flores throws a lot of crazy looks at you, right?
Panthers
But
the same.
The Panthers did not, from what I saw,
they disguised their coverages. That's what confused them, because they showed cover 3.
It was
and
twofold,
then they
right? And that's
Baylor to like cover 2. Like, so Penix is like pre-snap. He's like, oh, I see this. Okay, but hike, and they should change the whole picture. He's like, oh shit, throw it away.
Check down, right? But that goes into my second point, right? I was getting there. That goes into my second point. So like, I feel like the film. I know something you said right after the line was like, oh, the wide receiver struggled to get open, right? And I saw a bit of that, but like it wasn't as pronounced as maybe I thought just watching the game first through live the first time, right? Penix was very hesitant on certain throws, and he spoke to the fact of being confused, right? That gets to my second point, which is why I think the film was not kind to Zach Robinson. Penix was one of the best on play action throws. That's period. He was one of the best on play action throws. We're dead last in play action. Dead last. We still operate out of the pistol at a higher level than anybody else in the league. And then when operating out of pistol, I think it was like 67 or 68%, we run the ball.
7.
It's crazy work, right? I saw timeout. So like I hear stuff on TV and then I'd be like, that can't be real. So I go do my own research. Dude on TV, he said 70, 90. He said 70,
90%, 70, 90, 70% of pistol, 90% in under center, and then a 30% chance that you're going to throw the ball when you're in shotgun. It might be higher than that.
When you're in shotgun, right? And I went to look. So I'm going to be real technical. It's 68% in pistol, right? Throwing the ball in shotgun, it is like 33% or something like that. But that's not as pronounced as people want to make it, because like a lot of those situations happen in throwing downs, like in third down. So like if it's 3rd and 6, like 9 times out of 10, you're not going to run the ball. So like that to me is that one's a little misleading, because if you break down the number and look at it in like how many happened in a 3rd and medium or a 3rd and long situation, okay, like almost all of them. So of course you're going to throw the ball in that situation. Or if it's like 3rd and 11 or 12 plus, yeah, you're going to run the ball because you're just trying to, like, it's very situational there. The under center one, there's like a lot of calls to get back under center to help, vary up the offense and build on play action. I'm not opposed to that, right? So like all those made me feel like it's not kind to Zach Robinson. I understand the excuse or reason, whatever you want to call, was headset issues, right? Penix being confused And I personally feel like he laid on the sword. Like, he spoke to like being confused and not having, the right picture and whatnot. You know what really, really helps that? Getting to the line with more than 11 seconds on the play clock. Getting to the line with more than 9 seconds on the play clock. Not having a damn near delay a game, a timeout, and then a delay a game. All that really, really helps, right? And that's where I'm like, the film was not kind to him. The film showed that he did not have a feel for the game. He was calling. There was a sequence of plays that led to Parker Romo's second missed field goal that I wanted to highlight. Right. So second quarter, driving the ball, you get because you mentioned, we run a lot of option routes, and I was like, I didn't really think that was a very point in our offense, right? But I was like, I'm gonna take it at face value, and I'm gonna look in through that lens, right? We had a slot option with 34. I forget his name all the time.
McLeod.
I forget his name all the time. McLeod. So we had a slot option with McLeod. You had Drake on the outside. Mooney was not in this play. You got about like a 3 or 4 yard reception. It was very short, right? You substitute, you bring Mooney in, you split out wide, and then you move Pitts off the line. Pitts is wide open, butt naked down the field. You take a check down to Bijan, right? And then third down, with that same personnel on the field, you sail it, right? And I was like, okay, that's a little bit of execution piece. Right? That's nothing crazy. When I went back and looked at it, if you had some of our most effective plays had the 3 wide receiver set on the field. Mm-hmm. So in that hurry up situation where it's critical for you to score, why are we going away from it? But that's feel of the game type stuff, right? And maybe that's something you see after, looking at film. But you've had 2 straight weeks of it at this point. These are the same issues happening again. We burnt 2 timeouts every single game in the first half. We have burnt 2 timeouts on communication issues, getting play calls in. It gets to a point to where I'm not calling for a job or anything like that, but I will say, and this moves on to the next point. In any type of corporate setting, when your boss tells you you need to be more intent and focused on your team and you need to have more eyes on them, bro, they building a case against you, dog. They're building a RICO. Like, this is not a great look for him. It's very similar to last year when Raheem was like, hey, Jimmy, I'm going to go ahead and take over the defensive play calling. The writing's on the wall.
Yes. Now, I do recall there's an article that I saw, and it's an older article from, I think, 2014. It was basically Matt Ryan talking about the difference it made for him in having the offensive coordinator on the sideline, because I think they did this with Dirk Cutter. They pulled him out of the box because this is back when Mike Smith was the head coach. They pulled Dirk Cutter out of the box, brought him onto the sideline because there was issues going on. This also happened again in, I want to say, 2017 or 18 with Sarkisian.
But it was opposite. They took Sarkisian off the field and put him in the box.
Yeah, but Matt Ryan pretty much spoke to saying that it's and this is very prevalent for maybe even a younger quarterback, because 2014 Matt Ryan was still a relatively young quarterback. I mean,
about 5 years in, yeah.
Learning a relatively new offense. I think Cutter was like his second or third coordinator. But he was just saying it's easier just to be able to have the guy next to you to be able to go through the talking points instead of having to talk to a middleman. Because it's like, Robinson, you have a young quarterback. They're like, what's the communication like? You shouldn't have to be like, hey, tell Mike I said this. No, you need to be down there to walk through him with this. Walk through this with him.
You know what it reminded me of? I don't know if you've seen the clip. Eli's calling on the Eli Manning cast, right? Eli's calling a play in to Peyton, right? And he's calling it like as an offensive coordinator. he says the play, and then he's like, hey, check for this, make sure you watch for this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like talking to Peyton all the way through right up until the headset cuts.
Yeah, Peyton's like, shut up, man. Like,
and like, it's crazy how many times you'll see Penix like step away from the huddle, come back in, right? Or he's in the middle of being in the huddle, and it's like, okay, that might be crowd noise. Or like, are you still talking to him right up until the mic cuts? Because Mike doesn't cut till, is it 13 seconds or 15?
It's only like a 20. Like, let me see. I don't think.
Because if it cuts all the way up at 25 or 20, we got real issues on
15 seconds.
Yeah, that's because it seems like that. Like, it seems like you're talking to him right up until it cuts. And then,
but my thing is, if you have a 40-second play call, what the fuck are you doing with the other 25 seconds?
I promise you. Like, what is going on? And that's where it's like, so some of the benefits, because I went and looked this up, right? Because I like to know, okay, you're going to fire somebody. What's the steps you're going to take? 9 times out of 10, when they pull you out the booth and they put you on the ground, like by the end of the season, you up out of there, right? But I went and looked and I was like, why do offensive or defensive coordinators, because it happens to both sides of the ball, like to be up, right? And it's really simple. Multiple. Ooh. You got me?
It's a multiple what?
I'm still here.
Still here. Yeah.
Okay. No. It like bounced out real quick.
Yeah, you good.
It's having a bird's eye view, right? You're able to see, you're able to catch everything, you're able to like notice patterns, and like you're able to, in theory, you're able to see things that your quarterback on the field can't. Right? But like feel for the game tends to happen when you're right there in the trenches, right? You have certain play callers like McVay, Kyle, who almost always have been right there on the field, right? Then you have other play callers.
Kyle was in the booth when he was here.
No, I'm saying since he's been their head coaches. Their head coaches who call plays. And they've been right there on the field.
Well,
right?
As a head coach, you got to be on the sideline.
Yeah. But they also call their side of the ball, right? And both of them are known to have a very good feel for the game, right? And then you have defensive coordinators like what's his name? For the Bills. I'm forgetting his name. Old fart. He used to be on the Bills. I may forget where he's at now, but just like never came out of the booth, right? Always called from the booth and like has always had really good defenses. I'm forgetting his name right now. Black guy. That's gonna haunt me. Anyway.
The only guy that was there that was a black guy that I recall is Leslie Frazier, but he ain't been coaching in a minute.
I'm thinking. It's not him. Anyway, it'll come back to me and I'll randomly shout it out in the middle of the podcast. Anyway, it seems like there's benefits to both. And it seems maybe it's preference. But it doesn't seem like it was preference in this situation. This seems like one of those where, like, we got to do something. And I'm trying to figure out what the Ike Hilliard firing did for anybody. Because I don't necessarily feel like the wide receivers were underperforming to that level.
I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know if it's on the coordinator, receiver coach, whatever. It's whatever they're going to tell us whatever they want to know because we're not in the room behind them closed doors to hear them private conversations. What I will say, the receivers' opinions ain't been on the same page.
100%. They have not been seeing the same.
If the receiver, if your group's not in alignment with my quarterback, then what are you doing to why they're not in alignment? Why are they not seeing it the same way he's seeing it?
And
how are you teaching them?
Yeah, and I think that's spoken by the fact that TJ Yates is taking over that group, right? So, like, the quarterbacks and the receivers are going to be hearing the same thing for the most part. In theory.
In theory, yes. Yeah, so hopefully bringing Zach out of the box can help him bring this offense out of the box.
That's the plan, right? I'm really disappointed in how the game went. I spoke on it a little during the live, but like I'll kind of reiterate it here. Points change the outcome of games, right? And that sounds like, oh, duh, like it's pretty simple. But it's like, no, like had they scored on the first drive, maybe the Carolina calls a different game plan. Had they scored before halftime, Carolina calls it like a different game plan, or Atlanta doesn't come out desperate in the second half. It's a lot of things that go into that. And that's why like those missed kicks, those were killers. Those were killers. And it's supposed to be another open competition, right, this week.
Yes. Ben Saul. It's interesting with him, though, because he's a left-footed kicker. So that kind of flips the whole operation when it comes down to the whole process.
Yeah. I mean, dang, I'm trying to think of a left-footed kicker.
I mean, they're there. I don't never pay attention to know.
Yeah. I know.
I think Sebastian Janikowski might have been one.
It becomes very pronounced with. It became very pronounced with Koo. That like lining up on the left hash caused him to pull a little bit, right, or overextend. The left foot kicker, is it a difference? I don't know. With Parker Romo, the first kick versus the Vikings, it looked like it was very close, right? But it went in, and it seemed like, okay, that got him in his rhythm. He went 5 of 5. Very similar to his first kick versus the Panthers. He missed it, and then, like, it was close. He missed it, and then the second one was just like, it went awry after that. And it's like, okay, are you like a rhythm kicker? Are you very streaky? If that's the case, I don't know. If we go through 3 kickers in a season, like, bro, we are in some trouble.
Not really.
Not having a solid kicking game will kill you, bro.
I mean, I get it, but this is a relatively normal thing. You find a kicker to you go to kicker, Steve found one. This is how we came. This is how we got cool. Like it matters, but like this is a relatively normal process, so I'm not really up in arms about it.
And all in all, boy, kickers had a terrible weekend. Kickers in general had a terrible weekend. So like, I'm not hip on who else is losing their job, but I know they let go of Koo.
You can Koo signed to the Giants practice squad today.
Yeah, they let him go. Low probability of him coming back, and honestly, you wouldn't even want him back after.
But he's on the Giants now, so it don't matter.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, no probability he's coming back. You wouldn't even want him back at this point. This Parker kid, do you just chalk it up to a bad game? Because, like, in truth and honesty, he's 5 of 7, right? It's really good numbers. He hadn't missed an extra point, right? So what is that? 6 of 8, and on kicks, because we only scored 1 touchdown.
Yeah. He missed on 2, yeah.
Yeah, so 6 of 8 on kicks. Like, it's not terrible.
Well, he's only missed 2 kicks. He's only missed 3 kicks in his career. He has like 15. He's like 15 for 18 or something like that.
Yeah, you could chalk it up to a bad
just something like
game
that.
and trot him back out there again next week. But we got a bit of a challenge coming up next week. Something that I was going to say about this game, though, is that, yes, Penix looked bad. Yes, receivers weren't on the same page. Yes, some heads rolled after. All right, cool. This reminds me very much of the Denver game last year, where, like, the second half tape was just outside of that first drive that we got and didn't convert on 4th down. It was dang near not unwatchable, but, like, there's not much you're going to learn from it after a certain point. Like, once you're down 23-0, 30-0, it not that the plays don't matter or anything like that. Like, you still want to get out there and execute. But I could see this being a burn the tape type of game.
No, because there's still stuff to learn from, because if he don't learn from that film, then people are going to run the same type of defense and try to confuse him again. So you got to sit there and watch it and sit in that. You have to. He's a young quarterback. He don't have the luxury of be like, all right, burn the tape. No, he has to watch that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to watch.
Burning the tape is the luxury for a quarterback that is established. He don't have that luxury.
And for me, I was like, honestly, after the first drive in the third quarter, it was just kind of like, yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, but this is our job, but that ain't our job.
Yeah, that's true. It was hard. Like, I watched it, but like, for me, it was like, we're not learning that. Especially once Kirk came in, it was like,
but yeah, when Kirk come in, you just trying to get out the game.
Yeah, we're not like actually overly executing our offense. So, not saying you can't learn from it, but don't want you to. You got to kind of have a short memory with this one. You can't hold on to it for too much longer.
No, yeah, you can't hold on to it, but you do got to sit in there. You got to sit in the film room. You got to sit in there, but you can't hold on to it.
So,
but that's any game.
Going on into next week, we're gonna flush this one. Keep it pushing. We got a 1:00 game at home versus the Commanders. 2-1 right now, having a monster whale of an offensive game against the Raiders. Boy, they put it on. Score special teams. Did they score on defense? No. They scored special teams and they scored a lot on offense with Marcus Mariota. Is there word on Jaden? Because last I checked, he was out.
They haven't released their injury report for the week yet. We'll see that tomorrow. But Jaden, he had a knee sprain. He missed last week, but the timetable was initially like 3 weeks. But they're gonna just say it's week to week. So he may play, he may not. If it's a knee sprain and with his style of play being what it is, I anticipate on him missing that game. And then there's also Terry McLaurin, who also have an ailment as well. The Falcons have some good ass injury luck. Because
we have,
but we're potentially going to miss Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin. Week 7, we're going to miss Nick Bosa because he tore his ACL. Like,
where is ACL? Yeah, we
have some tremendous injury luck to where we miss these star players.
Apparently, we were playing a quarterback whose foot was falling off because, like, they're talking like JJ McCarthy was like in a boot and could barely walk, and he's gonna miss probably more than the 3 weeks. I said,
"That's propaganda."
You said what?
That's propaganda,
bruh. I was like, okay,
I'm not believing that. He might have nicked himself up, and they were like, "Oh, dang." They probably looking they probably looking like, dang, they ain't bad enough. We got to sell this. Yeah, boy, it's a sprain.
Yeah, his foot was dang near off the bone, bruh.
And we got to see that at least 3 weeks, you know.
Yeah, that was. I'm thinking Jaden might be out just because, like you said, sprain knee play style. If we're facing Marcus Mariota and Dan Quinn.
Game plan though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it from the sense of like we're facing Marcus Mariota and Dan Quinn, and we lose this game. Raheem is not on the hot seat, but boy, people is not gonna like this man. I promise you, he gonna get called everything but a child of God.
I mean, they don't like him now, so it don't really matter.
I wanted to speak on that. I don't think we were super excited, but like it wasn't a bad hire last year, right?
Atlanta. You want my politically correct answer, or you want my real answer?
I want your real answer, but give me a second. Let me set it up. I don't feel like he was a slam dunk, like out of this world hire or anything. I'm very on record on the pod. Y'all heard me. I was wanting for Bill, but hell, I was wrong there because he getting his ass kicked in at North Carolina. But like, to me, I'm not saying he's lost the locker room or anything like that, but he has not endeared himself to this fan base at all. And we are a fickle fan base. We're a fickle fan base, right? We're fickle. We may like him for 3 or 4 weeks, and then the next thing you know, he's the worst thing ever. But it just seems very much so like his answers and his swag over the course of this season, for some reason, is just not landing with the fan base. Every single person you talk to is like,
same way last year.
Yeah. But last year, we had a pretty good winning streak. People were buying into it.
You do realize last year at this point we was 1-2, right? It's the same shit. People were saying the same thing as the same as last year. At this point,
I don't know. It didn't feel as loud last year.
You just weren't listening. It was always loud because a lot of people just didn't like him. They felt like he didn't deserve the job. He's the DEI hire. Like people just genuinely do not like him for whatever reason. Some people were upset that this dude was smiling and dapping up a former player of his after the game. You should be mad. Oh, why aren't you mad? Like, bro, relax.
I'm saying, like, Bijan was out there dapping and smiling. Like,
it's like
ain't nobody say nothing about him.
It's like these people have this irrational thought process with how they feel that the players and coaches should carry themselves. At the end of the day, this is their job. Yes, they get paid to do it well, but at the end of the day, once the day is over, you're going to hang out with your homies. Hey, man, it's nice to see you. You whooped our ass. You guys, you there, but hey, man, glad you're doing good. How's the kids? Everything good? All right, bet. See you later. Like, I ain't about to just say fuck you because you whooped my ass because I was unprepared. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, he know he got his ass whooped, and he conveyed that energy in the press conference. People need to get, like, this. These are people like y'all wouldn't like if people judge y'all the way y'all judge these coaches. If y'all jobs, y'all would not be happy.
I wouldn't be employed. Like, I wouldn't be employed, bro. I crash out. But yeah, was that your politically correct answer?
Oh no. My politically correct answer when it came to hire him, I'm happy that we had a black coach. That's my real answer. I wanted a black coach.
And I mean, like, I'm not saying I don't even think he's doing like a bad job. It's crazy to me how much negativity there is surrounding just his whole tenure, it seems so far. Like, people are just talking crap the whole way about him.
Don't like him. That's just it. Because they have in their mind, so we passed up all of it. Like, people hate Terry Fontenot as well. There's a lot of negativity when you get into these interwebs and you see the way these people talk about Raheem. Oh, he's too nice. Why is he this? He don't take nothing serious. Why is he standing on the sideline doing nothing? He don't call plays. He don't do like, bro. He hired people to do their jobs. He's a CEO coach.
Yeah.
And when things aren't going up to standard, he steps in. But the point is, he's not trying to be the micromanage type. He's trying to give these people an opportunity to do their job, and so they can go, potentially get promoted up. But
somebody who is shining and thriving under his leadership so far through 3 games, Ulbrich is looking great under at like.
And guess what? The people cried about that one.
They did.
Like, the thing is fans don't know what they want. They just want results. They don't care who it is.
Which is kind of true in the grand scheme.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care who. Well, I'm not gonna say all of it. There's a small percentage that no matter what Raheem does, they're gonna be like, he's incompetent. He shouldn't be here. But like, people are gonna nitpick what they don't like regardless. Because the thing is, if they don't like someone, they're gonna find any and every reason to be like, I don't like it. Well, shit, it's his fault. He hired Zach Robinson. So why did he hire Ulbrich at first?
Well, so here's my thing, right? Because I feel like one of the tenets of being like an intelligent person is like moving off things when you need to, like when necessary.
Yeah.
There was no reason in my mind to move off Zach Robinson at the end of last season, and there was a clear one to move off Jimmy Lake, right? So for me, what I'm seeing is that you possess the and also with the coup situation. I understand keeping him through last season and just being like, hey, we had a rough season. It was a rough patch. You did decent toward the end of the year. We're going to come in the next season. And then immediately cutting him after game 1. Like, those type of decisions to me scream somebody who is a decisive decision maker, who is highly intelligent and understands when it's time to get off of something.
Yeah.
Right? There's nobody that I see on staff, maybe TJ Yates, but never called plays at a high level, to my knowledge.
I mean, neither Zach Robinson.
Yeah, you feel comfortable if you let Zach Robinson go is going to elevate your staff or your game day in any way. You feel what I'm saying?
So here's the thing about that, right? And this goes for like any type of coaching. You don't know until you got the job. Even an experienced coach, you can assume, but you ultimately don't know until they're in that situation. Because situations they're not all the same. There's different obstacles with each situation. Now, my biggest frustration was that is out of the what you got, obviously McVay, you got Kevin O'Connell, you got Liam Cohen, and then I think the fourth one is the guy we got, right? So you got three. You got outside of that, you got three McVay derivatives out there, right? Why is the one that we got the only one that don't run play action?
Yeah, because you got another one down in Houston. They run play action all the time.
But he's not really a like.
But like, yeah,
and the thing is, Houston's in the lower end of that spectrum too.
Like, I don't understand it. Like, it just genuinely does not make sense, especially considering the type of quarterback you chose.
I don't think he chose it. I think Raheem chose him.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, this is the strength. This is one of his strengths. I don't understand it, right? Kyle Pitts has great numbers off of play action. We talked about utilizing him.
But like, here's the thing, though, because it's like Zach Robinson got his reputation without anything to warrant it. All it was is, McVay likes him. So people were just like, he's going to be the next great offensive mind. Listen to the third, but where was the proof?
Yeah, I mean, last season was his. But I mean, like, if you just
but they were saying this before, like right when we hired him. We have high expectations for this offense. We're going to have the offense did perform, but it's like the offense is very unimaginative.
That's what I was about to say. If you just look at raw numbers last year, we, especially before Kirk got hurt, had a very prolific offense.
Even though we still have yards-wise, the yards is about the same, but we're not getting the points to match the yards production that we're getting.
Absolutely. That's the main thing. And like looking at our offensive coordinator like I hate my girl type thing, like you said yesterday. Imagination. And this, I know, like, you're gonna hear it and you're gonna be like, no, rough power nose football. Like y'all gonna hear that. Imagination actually scores a lot in the red zone. Right? In the red zone, imagination scores a lot.
Like, did you see that? I don't know if it was a touchdown, but the play the Lions ran where they handed the ball off to St. Brown and then he did an option pitch out to
they scored.
Yeah, they scored. Yeah, I couldn't remember if they scored or not, but like
that's the one where you sent me to like I'm looking at how you phrase it.
I'm looking at him out the side of my eye, like like watching that Lions game and seeing how creative. Because the thing is, they obviously have better weapons, but we have similar. We got the two backs. We have the Drake London is a St. Brown-esque type receiver. He's just bigger. We don't have a JMO. Unfortunately, we don't got no JMO. But tight end, we got that. We have similar weapons, but the usage isn't there. The creativity isn't there. Because I was just saying, like, watching how creative this offensive, the Lions offensive play court. And the thing is, this is a whole new coordinator.
Yeah.
Brand new coordinator, and they still getting creative.
Because no one's asking you to be Buddy from the Bear. Because boy, his bag is deep. He pulled out some.
But hey, it looked like the same bag yesterday.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like, no, I'm saying with Chicago against Dallas, they were just trying it. Like, it was fun. It was fun. But like Ben Johnson, no one's asking you to be like Ben Johnson. But like, bro, can you not be so damn predictable? Is the question. Like, fans are called. So like, there's the thing about, yes, having tendencies and having your go-to plays and whatnot. That yes, there's merit to that. There should never be a time where fans who are not of your team but are just watching the game are sitting out calling out your plays. And I've been in 2 situations now where that happened. The first one was week 1 in Vegas. The second one, I was at not free promo with Orange, watching all the games. They had the Titans game on the big TV because obviously I live in Tennessee, and then they had the Falcons game right next to it. So, watching the Falcons game, you got people ain't fans, ain't even watch. I promise you haven't been watching Falcons game. They calling out run pass just based on how you line up and what your motion schemes are. What are we doing? What in the world are we doing? And like that speaks to why we suffer so hard in the red zone. Or really, hell, once we pass the 30.
I mean, well, the thing is, it's like Zach Robinson has a plan, but you still got to execute, period. Like, because I'm not going to go out in front, because there's been plays where they could have scored if the execution was better. But you would like to see him make it easier on his offense, but like at the end of the day, they still got to go out and execute the play call. And
which is true.
They have not been doing that at a good enough clip at all.
Yeah,
so
which is why
as much as we want to lean in on Zach Robinson, like the receivers, Penix, O-line, like they've all had their spots. Like receivers, you got to catch the ball, run the right routes. Penix, if the route read's not there, go through your progressions. Like you. I mean, he said it wasn't prepared. But like you said, he might have fell on that sword a little bit. Regardless, he played bad. This is the worst game he showed us. We just got to just bounce back next week. But I expect a full bounce back versus the Commanders. Like I don't expect 2 weeks of this. I expect Penix to get back in a groove. I expect
because he lit him up last time they played.
I wouldn't say he lit him up, but
I mean, what 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but he had one.
Yeah, the only game he had more than 1 touchdown in, because that was his first touchdown.
Yeah. So what? Bijan scored the other one.
Yeah, the running game, and then Penix's first touchdown was the pitch throw to push it to overtime.
So like,
it's like he's finding it, but it's like he's still a young quarterback, but he's finding it. Last week that completion percentage dropped back under 60. I want us to get at least like 62 to 64. We're at like 58 right now, so let's get that back up because we were at 64 for week 1, 62 for week 2. So let's get that completion percentage back up. Find your guys deep when you can. Z-Rob, get the plays in sooner. Please, for the love of God, get the plays in sooner so your young quarterback can actually have time to read what the defense is doing.
Because it felt so – I mean, last year we were famously talking about how he was not checking down. And then, like, this game, it felt like all he did was just like, I don't know the answers to the test, so let me just take
it's not that. Because, like, the check – I have no issue with the check downs because it's like they're playing – the teams are playing too high. They're trying to put a cap on the deep throws. So, I mean, hey, do that. But, I mean, when the opportunities are there, you got to take them.
True.
I had a thought, but I lost it. Yeah, I had a thought, but I lost it.
I know we coming up against time. You want to get the division stuff in?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do the division.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, y'all. We ain't really talk about the Commanders like that, but like we got to bounce back. We'll drop the official prediction on the betting pod tomorrow. So for the division, Buccaneers are 3-0. Baker 3 straight comeback wins. The Bucs they're in a great spot right now in this division. In second place, and then us at 1 and 2 who are in third place, and then we got a leg up on them, and we've got one win versus a team whose quarterback may not be any good because Carson Wentz played, and they beat the out of the Bengals. So who knows? Still very early in the season. Honestly, I think when we did the season preview, we spoke on being 2-2. 3-1 was kind of the hope, but being 2-2 heading into the bye week. So like, if we can head into the bye week at,
So it's right there for us.
Yeah, if we can head into the bye week 2-2. Everything that we talked about having in front of us for the season is still there. Like Bijan said, we got to clean this up if we want to be the type of team that, we talked about we want to be. That's pretty much all I got. No DMs, so we ain't got no ATL for y'all. But anytime you want to hit us up on at BOAF Media on all social platforms with your questions. We will answer them on the pod. Shout you out as well. You got anything for the people, Taj?
No, I really ain't got much.
We're hoping for a Falcons win this week. Follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be alerted when we go live. It has been your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
We out.
Peace.